time, weather, and highways.
Breath control and bad decisions.
Welcome back to Breath Control and Bad Decisions, the podcast where Gen X gathers weekly to unpack childhood trauma, one Capri Sun at a time.
Therapy costs money, but talking into microphones is free.
So this week, we're talking about trauma, popcorn, and poor parenting, movies that Gen X definitely should not have watched. And this episode is officially haunted.
Definitely.
It's actually my fault, not Jen's. But first, my son had to get his wisdom teeth taken out, so we were late. Then this is the third time we're recording it, and we're pretty much convinced it's jinxed. What do you think?
I agree. Yeah. I agree. I mean, two takes yesterday. One in the can, ready to go. And then I get a text this morning. What do you say? Third time's a charm.
Yeah, I fucked up. Sorry.
So we think it might possibly be the subject matter because we're talking about horror movies, and it's probably us, our software, giving us our own little horror movie, because why the fuck not? It's Monday, so that all tracks as well.
Better late than never. Or better late than pregnant. No.
No, it's better late than pregnant.
Yeah. Okay. So today's episode is for every Gen Xer that watched a movie in 1983 and then slept with the lights on until about 1991. And our parents' response was, well, you shouldn't have watched it.
Okay, Mom, you're the one who rented it for me. So, I mean, it's kind of on you.
I know we have a few younger listeners. Let me explain how movies worked for us in the 70s and 80s.
Let us explain.
Anyway, so there was no parental control at all. There was no common sense media, and there was no studies about how these movies would affect us later. It was just a video store, a VCR that blinked 12 o'clock for the whole 20 years we had it, and parents that had already survived Vietnam and Watergate and leaded disco. Leaded disco.
I mean, it could have been leaded. I mean, it was certainly coked up, but it could have been leaded as well. I'm certain of that.
Yeah. So I know, and by the third time we're recording this, I should be able to explain it good, but here we are.
Words are hard. I can't brain today. I have the dumb.
How do I say it in English?
Como se dice? If you could reach the play button, you were basically you were mature enough to handle Stephen King, right? That's how our parents looked at it. And if you could program the timer, they were like, whatever movie you want to watch, that's totally fine.
I would program it, but then every time the power went out, which was more common back then, it would blink 12 again, and I just got sick of it, so I just let it stay.
Yeah. So I have that issue now where, not that I have a VCR, but all of the appliances in my kitchen that have clocks on. If we have a storm and we get a half a second blip with the electricity, I gotta go in and reset every fucking clock in there, and I am very OCD about my clocks. They all have to be the same time. They all have to be the same time, and one of my clocks, when you set it, it sets in military time, which is totally fine. It's just that it takes a little bit longer because it doesn't scroll the way a normal one does, and so I do that one first because otherwise it takes. I'm like, by the time I get it set, I'm like, damn it! Now it's a minute off, and it pisses me off.
Same. And my parents were both Navy. I grew up in VA hospitals and stuff, but when I count out military time, I'm still doing my hands with the thumb, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have to count it out. So you would think I would get better about that. But
I'm only good at it
because the day I die.
Yeah, I'm only good. In logistics, you do everything in military time. So I've been doing military time for over 20 years. I'm like, yeah, I'm good with it. But so I was just really shocked that one of my appliances does military time. I was like, that's weird that's your default when I have to reset the clock. But okay.
Okay, so in hospital charting, it was military time too, and I've done a million things of hospital charting, so I should have it down. But I literally still count on my hand.
It's okay.
I mean, the whole the treatment times, like 12, 8, like, I know those, but, like, the in-betweens, I still go back. But, okay, I digress.
But I digress. But once again, we saw a squirrel.
Yeah. But our parents, they treated trauma like seasoning. If we were scared because we watched Cujo, they said, hey, go ride your bike, get outside, don't come home till the lights come on.
Get some fresh air. That'll chase the scare right on out of you.
So, in true fashion, I did a list of the top 15 Gen X scary movies. And there's some more to sprinkle in there because we've already talked about them twice. But hopefully we should be really good at explaining it to you
because we don't have an excuse at this point.
No, unless we're just brain fried, but
which is, I mean, it is entirely possible. I worked all day today, and yeah, my brain is like, what is happening?
And it's Monday.
Yes, and I'm tired, and you're tired.
Yeah, but it's funny, so we're gonna just do this, and we're gonna get it posted, and we're gonna laugh about this later.
Yes.
So number 15, The Never-Ending Story. I already know what Jen's gonna say, but I want y'all to hear it.
It isn't. It's not a horror movie per se. It's a children's movie. It was marketed to children, and in it they killed a fucking horse. I am a horse owner, and I'm still not over Artax. I won't be over Artax. I will never watch this movie ever again. I haven't watched it since I saw it the first time and was incredibly traumatized, and it still makes me really pissed off that they did that. So fuck The Never-Ending Story.
Yeah, when I first explained it, I said it was sad, but I didn't feel like it was one of those, like, core memories, emotional jugular. So it hit you harder. I've never owned a horse, though. My best friend
literally, you could have put 10 people in the swamp and sunk them, and I'd have been like, all right, okay. Yeah, but you put an animal up there, and I am traumatized. That was traumatizing. So that movie isn't really a horror movie in the true sense of the genre. It is a horror movie in the actual trauma that it inflicted on those of us who watched a poor swamp horse get murdered, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's no wonder we cope with dark humor. I know.
Right. Yeah.
My best friend right after high school, she called me and she said, Julie, I got a horse and I named it after you. I said, you named your horse Julie? And she says, no, Casper. I was like, you bitch. Yeah.
What a bitch.
I got picked on for being pale. She's awesome, though.
That's all right.
And
I'm pale, too.
Watership Down, that was number 14. That was actually in 1978. And I didn't remember it. I had to look this one up. But, Jen, tell everybody about what happened with you.
Yeah, so this was a little bit before your time. I remember seeing this in the theater with my brother, who was 3 years older than I am, and I was 7, so he was 10. And my parents went to see the movie playing in the theater right next door. And they, I'm sure, thought, it's a cute animated rabbit movie. That's for kids. You can go see the rabbit movie. Because back then, there was no Google. You didn't Google. You couldn't, and if you didn't if you hadn't read the book, and most people hadn't read the book, you had no idea what the hell it was about. You just saw an animated rabbit movie. So we went to see the animated rabbit movie. And it was an animated rabbit movie that featured violence, death, blood, existential dread, and bunny PTSD. And so my brother and I walked out, and so our parents were like, hold us. Please hold me.
That one had to have been definitely a core memory.
Yeah, it's a super core memory.
It said it was a Game of Thrones with whiskers. Yeah.
It was not a children's movie. I am not upset that my parents brought us there to see it. There were other children. It wasn't just us. There were other parents who were like, oh, rabbit movie. Go in there. We're going to go. I don't remember what was playing next door. But that's where the parents were.
Fucked up by that. Yeah, I raised rabbits too, so that probably would have really messed me up because I had a bunch of rabbits, kind of like you would.
Yeah, you would not have, don't watch it as an adult, don't watch it, because I won't watch it as an adult, because the same thing.
I watched a few little clips of it, but not a lot, and then I was just kind of laughing, thinking, oh my God.
Yeah, don't watch it, don't.
And Number 13, nothing says family entertainment like a clown attempting homicide. Well, a clown doll. And that was Poltergeist. That was from 1982.
Yes. And that clown was terrifying. And almost life-size. Almost life-size. Yeah. Why would you put a doll that size a clown doll in your child's bedroom? And I honestly think the producers and, of that movie just said, you know what, fuck it. Every kid is scared of clowns. Let's make it worse, because fuck those little bastards.
Were they all scared of clowns before this? I don't know.
I don't know. I honestly don't know, but the ones
clowns.
That like that were, yeah.
Yeah. I used to like them because I thought of Ronald McDonald, and my parents didn't really let me get McDonald's much, so I thought it was like the greatest cheeseburger on earth. Remember, because I didn't want my barky cheeseburgers at home.
You know, because it didn't taste like bark. So weird.
Yeah, pine tree bark.
You know what this burger tastes like? A tree. What?
It did. But I thought McDonald's had the best cheeseburgers. That's embarrassing, I know, but so
it's not embarrassing. Cool. You were a kid. I had my 6th birthday party at McDonald's, for God's sake, and it was one of the best birthday parties I ever had.
I did too, and it was in a train car at McDonald's.
Yeah. So obviously, children were not scared of clowns because we loved McDonald's. I loved Ronald McDonald. We weren't scared of him. There was just something that I think it just developed over the time, and I would venture to say the Poltergeist probably played a role in that.
And it was terrifying.
Yeah, and Poltergeist was terrifying on so many levels, and it was just packaged like a little family movie in the beginning.
Yeah.
Look at this family; they love each other, and they're having fun
too.
Yeah,
and Megan.
And is it the red hair?
Like
do you think it's
dolls.
the red hair? Do you think it's the red hair with Chucky?
I love redheads.
I mean, I have red hair.
I have red hair.
My hair's red now. It's not naturally red, but mine's more burgundy. Yeah.
And mine turns red in the sun, but I think it's more like a sandy blonde. But yeah. I'm definitely pale, and I can pull red anytime. Yeah, I don't know. Redheads are crazy. Soulless, right?
I mean, supposedly. I'm not a natural redhead. I'm naturally brunette, but I wear my hair as a like burgundy. But anyway, again, we're doing that thing again when we get off topic.
If you put tiny curls, it could look like clown hair.
Stop it. Stop it. You shut your whore mouth.
Tiny, thin perm.
Tiny ringlets? No. Get the fuck out. That's it. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you for the rest of this podcast.
That's not going to go very well. See, we're ruining the 3rd version, and it's my fault.
So Poltergeist, for those of you who do not know, and I think most people know at this time, the oldest daughter, Dominique Dunn, was actually murdered by her boyfriend. I think I don't know if he was still her boyfriend at the time, or he was getting ready to be an ex-boyfriend, but she was murdered by him, and then obviously the youngest daughter died tragically with, what'd you say? Bowel obstruction, yes. And I think by the time they found it, I think she died during surgery, because I think I don't know if they found it too late, or I don't really know the full details on it. And I don't know what happened to the middle child. I only remember him from Airplane, which came out first, because he was the one who went to go visit the cockpit, where he was asked if he had ever seen a grown man naked before. And then he goes into Poltergeist and almost gets killed by a clown.
Yeah, that was a scary ass movie, for real.
Yeah, and all the skeletons at the end were real.
In the pool?
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, that would be traumatic.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were real until we were recording this podcast.
Yeah, they were real. There was something about, I don't know if they filmed it on a cemetery that had an old cemetery that had been moved, so like the headstones weren't there anymore. So you can't just move a cemetery by removing headstones and being like, yep, we moved. Like, you've got to move the bodies too. I don't know if they moved all of them or some got left behind. I have no idea. I just know that in the pool scene, the skeletons were real. That's what I've heard, and that's what I've read, and I don't have any reason to not believe that.
I'm surprised they let that happen.
I don't know if they knew. I don't know if they knew. I'd have to go back into a little bit of a deeper dive on that, but I think, if memory serves, it was an old cemetery and they had moved it. And I don't know if they just didn't move if they didn't move any of the bodies, or they just moved what they thought they had gotten all of them. Maybe some didn't have headstones on them. I don't know. I just know that supposedly those skeletons were actual real skeletons.
There was this outlaw. This is like one of my favorite. I love like westerns and outlaws, the real stories. There was this one. His name was Elmer McCurdy, and he was hung. I can't remember where it was, but it was at a movie set that lots of movies were filmed at, and they figured out at one point, like a leg fell off or something, and they figured out that it was a real body. Like they had people around it all the time. And this is so horrible, but it's never going to not be funny to me. They called 911, and the police ended up calling as a joke and said, "Hey, we need paramedics. It's for dehydration." And a lot of people said it happened. There's nothing in like public records written about that, but that's such a practical joke that they would play between them. I 100% believe that happened. And
yeah,
you telling me it was the real skeletons, like it happens because Elmer was a skeleton in many movie sets. So
yeah, I mean, and think about some of the shady shit that happens on movie sets. In the sake of, in the name of making
people
the movie.
Getting shot with bullets that were supposed to be fake. And...
yeah, Vic Morrow and 2 children who were working illegally being killed by a helicopter. I mean, all of these things. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Number 12 was Jaws, and
the original Jaws, the 1975 Jaws.
Yeah, and Steven Spielberg single-handedly just made an entire generation scared of even swimming pools.
Yes, this shark could be in there. You don't know. You don't know.
Isn't that crazy? Mm-hmm. And they have like a brain where they know to keep coming after you.
Yeah. Which that doesn't, because orcas supposedly do, but great whites do not. But it's one of those things that I don't know anybody who went swimming in the ocean at night if he went to the beach. Because that's terrifying. That to me, that's terrifying.
Or we go shark fishing at night. It's a Florida thing. Florida man.
But I've caught like those little baby sharks when I fished in the ocean. You know, they look like a big Jaws far away. You know, it's like you pick it up and it fits in your hand. You're like, oh, it looks like big Jaws from far away.
There's this bar in Punta Gorda called TT's Tiki Bar. It's like right by the 2 bridges. And they put up a movie screen and played Jaws while people floated in rafts in the harbor, watching it at night.
Nope. Absolutely. Nope. I will run out of the ocean if seaweed touches me.
What about, like, anytime you're in the water and, like, you can hear that sound and you're,
the music?
Like, immediately. Yeah.
No, I don't. It's odd. I don't hear it until something touches me and I'm like, uh-oh. I'm only in 2.5 feet of water. Could that be could there be a Jaws right here? Could there be a great white right here?
I didn't record this in the other 2 episodes, but I'm really about to tell on myself. Maybe that's why we're re-recording this. My husband and I sunk a canoe in Charlotte Harbor, and they're supposed to be unsinkable. But he was able to like scale up a boat lift and get up this like 10-foot rock wall, and he left to go get a ladder to get me out. And I was like kind of under a dock, and I start thinking, oh my God, I'm on my period. What if a shark comes and gets me? Like I'm sitting by the seawall, terrified, and a mullet jumped behind me, and I about stroked out. Like it scared me to death. I know that's TMI, but that was terrifying. So we sunk our boat. I thought a shark was going to eat me, and I had oyster cuts all over my feet. It was not good. So, yeah, it was my own scary movie. But, yeah, and that's because of Jaws. I was like, what if...
And Jaws wouldn't be as scary if it weren't for that music.
Oh, no, donut.
Yeah. I mean, John Williams' score was... And I'm not saying that we wouldn't be scary. It just wouldn't be as scary because you have that suspense because you know it's coming. The water's totally flat, and then all of a sudden the music starts and you see the fin come up. And they make life jackets for dogs that have that fin on them, and I really want to get one for Rue.
You need to. I want pictures. That's so cute. Yeah, Jaws was a good one.
Yeah, it is.
Number 11.
It was certainly a
sorry.
good movie. The sequels were god awful, but the first one was great.
Oh yeah, it just a lot of sequels aren't as good as the first.
Mm.
Like that happens most times, but I don't know, sometimes the cheesier it gets, the funnier it is. Like
Yeah.
just you expect it to go downhill and you're like, "Oh God, how bad can it get?" And it
How bad is this going to
continues
be?
get worse.
Yeah, you're like, this is worse than I thought it was going to be.
It's like you watch the whole movie and you're like, "I can't get those minutes of my life back." That's
Yes,
horrible.
exactly.
That happens to me a lot. I am horrible about picking up some of the movies, but yeah, I pick some losers sometimes. I pick some winners too, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I can pick some bad ones. Number 11 was Pet Cemetery, and that one scared the absolute shit out of me because that's the movie where we learned that sometimes just having something dead is better than being alive. Like, that was wild.
Well, as long as it's not possessed, and that's the key
Yeah.
there. That whole cemetery was possessed. I mean,
Yeah.
I would love to have any of my pets back. I just don't want them to come back possessed.
Evil.
Yeah. It's just,
The
just in
scene,
general, no evil pets.
yeah, the scene under the bed where the Achilles tendon is cut is
No,
like,
every time you say that when we were talking about it the other day, it makes my ankles hurt.
yeah, like it's a legitimate fear.
Yeah.
And the movie Misery, what's her name? Kathy
Kathy
Bates.
Bates.
She hits his ankles with hammers and breaks his legs so he can't escape. And I stood up and had like jelly legs in pain from watching that. And
Old Julie Jellyleg.
yeah, and I had that same visceral response from watching Pet Cemetery, like actual sympathy pain from seeing it, like it hurt.
Yeah. I have
Like,
this.
I don't know if that's weird, but
No, I have
felt
this
it.
thing where if I see a certain type of injury or I hear or something, I know an injury that like I know, like I cut my finger open on a tin can lid once, and you know that sound that it makes, like
Yeah.
like when I hear that sound or I see that on TV or something like that, I see it in a movie, like I always say, "Oh God, my stomach just did that thing." And I can't explain it other than saying, "Oh God, my stomach just did that thing." And it's like it's like my stomach just flips. I don't know how to explain it, but that's how I just go, "Oh, my stomach just did that thing."
So I'm not completely crazy.
No,
Or you're crazy with me.
No,
Maybe.
I'm
Who knows?
I'm crazy right along with you because at least you can say, "Oh, my legs, I had the sympathy pains in my legs," and I was like, "My stomach just did that thing." So I sound way crazier.
My stomach flipped. No, my stomach is flipped.
Yeah, no, my stomach doesn't. No, I don't even say that. I just say my stomach just did that thing because I don't know how to explain it because I'm an idiot.
Well, people say they get butterflies in their stomach, so
Yeah, but
you're not crazy.
yeah, but it doesn't feel like that at all. Like
Or
butterflies are
we're
a
just
way different
rationalizing
feeling.
we're fine. Yeah.
It's
Nothing like
that's
two
entirely
crazy
possible.
women getting together rationalizing. Yeah, girl, we're good.
Rationalizing that we're totally normal. Yeah, I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
Yep. That's how us friends will be.
It's all right.
Number 10, this one did scare the shit out of me too. 1973, The Exorcist.
Yes. This is honestly one of my favorite horror flicks, and for many, many reasons. My friend and I watched this. I was staying over at her house. I was 13, and we were watching it. We were up in her bedroom, and we had all the lights out, and we were sitting on the floor, like all, in her blanket, watching it. And the movie wouldn't have been as scary without Mercedes McCambridge doing that voice, and without the special effects
terrifying.
that Dick Smith did. And Mercedes McCambridge has said that they had her in the sound booth. And she was, I want to say she was smoking, and she was drinking bourbon or whiskey just to get the gravel in her voice. And then she also had like a hard-boiled egg in the center of her mouth so she could get that round, that fullness, just that, I can't even explain it. And she said that after recording, she would just be so exhausted. And I was like, yeah, that tracks. I mean, that's an incredible voice performance. And the makeup in and of itself is terrifying. Like, terrifying to where we had to keep the lights on for the majority of the night because every time the lights turned out, I'm like, I see that face. I see that fucking face. And
Yeah.
I watched that movie as I got older many, more times because I was focused on the makeup, because I went into doing special effects makeup when I got older. And I wrote Dick Smith a letter back at the time when you wrote letters, not emails, because that didn't exist. So I wrote him a letter telling him how many times I had seen The Exorcist, and that the rest of the times I'd watched it was mostly so I could focus on the makeup and see how it was done. And I got a phone call one night, and my phone rang, and it was a Connecticut, was that by that time it was caller ID was out, so that was late 80s, early 90s-ish, I want to say. And it was a Connecticut phone number. I'm like, who the hell's fucking calling me from Connecticut? I don't know anybody in Connecticut. And it was him. And he had called me cool. to tell me he obviously he got my letter and he read it, and that he was accepting me just sight unseen into his makeup course. So I learned special effects from the master, and he sent me the books. And just recently, I would say in the last year or two, I have a friend that I went to high school with that, it's funny, we used to sit next to each other in, I think, botany. And he is very into Halloween and special effects makeup, and he does haunted houses. And so I sent him the first book that Dick Smith had sent me, because I was like, you could use this. You'll benefit from this book. It's the one that I initially learned from. I don't know what I did with the rest of the books, but so I learned makeup from Dick Smith, who did the terrifying, awful, creepy makeup for The Exorcist. Oh, and
he was like the OG.
Yeah. I mean, yes, Lon Chaney for sure, but I'm talking Gen X times. I'm talking our times. And there are other things about that movie that are more Easter egg type things. And if you watch, there's a scene where the mother is in the kitchen, and it's before Reagan gets like thoroughly possessed. And the mom's in the kitchen, and she turns out the light, and in the shadows of the film in the kitchen, you can see like the hood of the stove, and
yeah,
and
in
the hood,
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, in the hood, there's that white face, the devil face, that pops on that hood for like half a second in the dark, and then you'll see, and that is in the movie several different times, and you've got to look for it. It's really, really quick, and if you're not looking for it, you won't see it. You just have to be looking in the right space. That particular scene is the mother's in the kitchen. She turns out the light. You can see the shadow, the hood, the stove hood, and then it pops up right there on the hood of the stove.
I love Easter eggs in movies. I'm gonna have to watch The Exorcist again.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to watch it just to see how many you can find.
Yeah, my brain though, like as soon as I hear Exorcist, I think of that damn crab walk. Like that scared the actual shit out of me.
That crab walk is terrifying.
It
terrifying.
Is.
And it's just terrifying. It's shot so well. They did that effect so well that it is terrifying.
I love thinking about how little technology these filmmakers had, and how they had like the creativity to do like Star Wars and The Exorcist. Like it's cool. It's actually really neat.
And that's a good horror movie. I mean, it really is. That again, that is one of those movies that when you watch it and then you turn off the light, you just see that face. You just see that fucking horrifying face that he gave her, and I'm like, nope, that light's got to go on. Like we had the lights on most of the night because it was just terrifying.
I can remember my dad laughing and be like, "You gotta watch this. This is funny." And I was like fucked up from this. Yeah,
you gotta watch it. It's funny. I think you and I have very different definitions of that word.
Character building, to say the least. I think it explains
the very
a lot,
least,
doesn't it? Yeah. Number 9 was Christine. That was 1983. And that was a murderous Plymouth Fury. And, that's because even cars were angry back in the 80s, I guess. It was, I don't know. That was a scary movie, too. I don't think I went around thinking every car was going to run me over, but I definitely had some second takes.
So the Plymouth Fury was the perfect car for that, because it was such a solid car. It was a nice looking car, but that the front of it was just worked, the grill of that car. And I always remember watching that movie and thinking, why don't these people just turn while they're running? Just turn.
Zigzag. Run behind
Just
a tree.
zigzag. Make a right, go up a tree. I don't know, do something, but stop running straight into a wall or a fence. Like, just turn. It's a car. Turn. Yes, it's a murderous car. Will it eventually catch you? Evidently, I guess it will. But, like, just fucking turn. Go into a house or up a tree or, I don't know, something. Sweet merciful crap. Do something but run straight.
Yeah. Well, they picked a good car. I mean, it was a lot more scary than if it would have been your old car.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if my Mustang was possessed, I'd be like, give it 50 yards. It's just going to stop. It is not, she ain't going to keep running. That's going to stop. So just, you're fine. You're totally fine. Why is okay.
Oh.
If you hear meows, it's because I have my office door open and my boy cat is
Pet cemetery.
He's screaming at me. He just ate. I don't know why he's yelling. Usually usually I shut the door, but I figured they'd eat and he'd go sit on the deck with his sister on the covered deck and they'd be fine. But he's like, hey man, hey. So
I'm telling you,
meow.
this episode's haunted, but
he might meow for a little bit more, but he's cute. He's cute.
Yeah.
If memory serves, and I could be wrong about the make of the car, and my cousin will correct me if she remembers. My dad said that when they were younger, my uncle had a Plymouth Fury, but he was very fastidious about it, and he made everybody take their shoes off to get into the car.
I hope to own a car in my life that I love that much that I'm like, take your shoes off before you get in.
Like I'm like that in my house, not my
car.
not my vehicles.
I want a vehicle that I feel that.
I don't want to ride in like my enclosed car with your nasty feet. Keep your feet in your shoes.
I don't know. If I'm like that particular about my car, it's going to be badass.
Maybe that's why Christine was so pissed, because everybody was, she was like, take your damn shoes off. I'm a nice bitch. I'm a classy bitch.
I'm a bad bitch.
And one of the really creepy scenes in that movie is when she goes on that absolute murderous rampage and is almost destroyed, and she limps back into the garage. And she's, because she's been set on fire, and she just limps back into the garage, and she backs up into the spot, and it's just quiet for a minute, and then it just starts regenerating. She just starts regenerating herself. But the creepiness of it, it's all quiet, except for the muffler. You can hear that engine, that muscle car sound, like my Camaro sounded like that. You can hear that, and that's all you hear, just as this car is coming into the garage. And that's creepy. It's just creepy.
It is. And it really brought like a life or personality to the car. Like you really felt like it was, like you felt like the car had a soul.
And she's completely exhausted as she backs up into that space, and she's just like, oh, thank fuck I'm home after murdering that fat bastard and that other dickhead who totally fucking deserved it. But, I'm just exhausted. And then 2 seconds later, she's like, you know what, but I still need to look pretty.
Definitely a girl car.
Yeah.
Totally not on our list, and we didn't talk about this in the other episodes that we recorded and lost. But E.T. was traumatic for me. And
really?
Watching E.T., he turned white, and I lied and told my mom I was having an asthma attack, and we left the theater.
Yeah, your mom was mad at you for doing that.
Oh, for decades.
Yeah.
But, Bambi or like all of the Disney movies, it's like the parents die and these kids are orphaned. That's just this trauma that has started from like our birth onto these scary movies. Like, this is why we are who we are. I still
don't watch Bambi. It was on yesterday morning. And I thought, is that the actual Bambi, or is that some other, weird movie that was on? I don't remember what channel it was on, and I pulled up the info. It was like 1942. I was like, oh, yep, not watching that. I can't watch the beginning. Like, I don't want to watch animals die in a forest fire, for God's sake. I don't.
I mean, we still do it to our kids, like Lion King, and I don't know. It's like,
well, that's just that's the Disney movie machine is. Let's make movies for children, but also let's traumatize the crap out of these little bastards.
You know what didn't make the list, and I'm so shocked, was Faces of Death. And
Because
like we
that
could
was
rent
not,
that.
yeah, but that was not a mainstream. We're talking about mainstream movies that we know most people
I feel like it was.
saw.
Like you saw it. I bet most people saw it.
I saw 10 minutes of it before I tapped out and went, nope, fuck that. Because I wasn't the one who
It
rented
was
it.
like
My
at
friend
every
rented it.
Blockbuster. And
Yeah.
they didn't give a shit who they rented it to. Like I
There were no
remember
trigger
renting it.
warnings. There's no trigger
No,
warnings
that
on.
shit
There weren't
was
any. No, there was.
horrible.
Yeah, now everybody needs to have a fucking trigger warning for fucking everything.
And then in school, for like the don't drink and drive, they showed us this movie. And, you know, they parked a car outside the school that was all mangled and said it was a DUI and somebody had gotten killed. And they showed this movie where this person had gotten ejected and slid face first, like a lot down the pavement, and like their face was skinned off. And they showed us
That's why blood flows red on the highway.
Yeah. And I can't remember if I was in middle or early high school. I think I was in middle school. I don't even know. I just remember being like...
But it had its effect,
"What the
because here
fuck?"
you are now, and you still remember that. That's why they
if you
did
drink
it.
and drive, you're going to fly through your windshield. And
Yeah,
skin
that's
your
why
face
that's
off.
why they did it. Today they wouldn't be able to show anything like that in school. The fucking little assholes would be all traumatized and have to have trigger warnings in their safe spots, and I can't work now because I have so much anxiety about what I saw. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, for sure. My dad took me to see Mad Max in the theaters. And
I love that for you.
I think it was Road Warrior. It had to have been Road Warrior because I remember it, and I was born in '76, so it had to have been
Yeah.
the Road Warrior.
Yeah.
But he said I just sat there with my eyes wide open. Like, he said he didn't even see me blinking, and I just was like putting one piece of popcorn in my mouth after the other, like power eating popcorn, just watching it, and like no reaction. Yeah, just wide-eyed, you know.
Well,
chowing down on popcorn, just...
you're watching civilization collapse before you were even in elementary school. Is that what's going to happen?
Why would he think to take me to see that? Again, why would he think Exorcist would be fun
Yeah,
for
I
me to
mean,
watch,
because
too?
parents are... Think about how you are now and how I am now. I am like this for a reason, right? I'm a product of my parents, so clearly my parents were, had this bit of this pieces of my personality too. So your parents also did. It's hard for us to reconcile the fact that our parents were like us when they were raising us. I think of the age I am now, and I think, oh my God, how did my parents have this shit all together? I'm still very immature. But part of that is because I don't have children, so...
Well,
yeah, it was probably more of the, hey, he wanted to see the movie and he probably had to watch you, and he was like, fuck it, you're coming too, kid.
Yeah, I really want to see it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've messed my kids up some too. I just pretty much say like, hey, I'm living my life for this first time right now too. I'm going to make mistakes. Like,
yeah.
deleting
Well,
the wrong
you want to make sure
episode
that when they go to therapy, they have something to talk about.
Yeah. God, that just totally made me think of the mom. I'll give you something to cry about.
You stop that crying or I'll give you something to cry about. I'm already crying about something.
Or, I brought you into this world. I'll take
you out.
I definitely heard that. Yeah. Goodness. Cujo, I watched at my friend Mary and Tracy's house. These identical twins. Well, I say identical. I could totally tell them apart. But Mary, we were little because, I was born in '76. This was 1983.
Yeah.
Maybe 84 by the time I was watching it because it was at her house.
Still, you were under 10.
Yeah. She made tomato soup for lunch, and we sat there watching it. And, like, I just kept feeling more and more uncomfortable. And I kept looking at the soup, and I'd pull the spoon out and watch it drip off the spoon. And I started crying, and I was like, I can't eat this, Mary. I'm so sorry. It looks like blood. and I didn't eat tomato soup for years after that. Like, Cujo fucked me up. So thanks, Stephen King.
Well, did Cujo do that, or did the fact that she made something red and liquidy while you were watching Cujo do that?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I can remember I can picture sitting in that room at a coffee table in front of the couch, like I was sitting on the floor in front of the couch, just like in a trance thinking like, this is so scary. Like that one messed me up.
Did it? It was, for me, it was just like, why you gotta make a dog like this now? I love dogs. Why do you have to do this to a dog?
I've always liked dogs more than most people, but
yes, exactly.
You know, like movies taught us to fear so many things, like dogs and broken down cars and heat stroke and clowns. Like, it's not like natural instincts. It's like these movies are fucking us up, you know? Cornfields.
I mean, cornfields for sure. Nobody wants to see a creepy ginger coming out of a cornfield. Nobody wants to see that. That's not even on the list. Just spoiler alert.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. Number 6, I was kind of surprised because I didn't feel like it was scary. I thought it was kind of funny, but it was Gremlins.
Yeah, I didn't think Gremlins was scary either. It's probably because I was a little bit older when I saw it, but I didn't think it was scary. I thought it was funny. I thought, yeah, the Gremlins, when you feed them after midnight or get them wet, they get evil, but he was hilariously evil.
Yeah, I mean, like, the blender violence and stuff probably was a little bit much, but
maybe
it didn't feel realistic, or it didn't feel like,
yeah,
I don't know, it was just hilarious.
It's just a cute Christmas movie that's also horrific, right?
I do feel like it made me look at, like, Furby and Teddy Ruxpin and stuff differently after watching it. Like, some of the animated dolls were a little bit scarier.
Well, as long as you didn't feed them after midnight, Jules, you'd be okay.
No, but I did take the tape out and put in like NWA or Jam Pony and stuff like that.
I think a lot of people did that when they learned that the Teddy Ruxpin you could just put any tape in there, and I was like, that's genius.
It was awesome. Like, I hope I run across one like thrift shopping or something, because I'll do it just for the nostalgia.
Because I'll do it now.
I will. I don't even have a tape, but I'll find I'll order one on eBay.
Order get like a George Carlin tape, and have him doing George Carlin bits.
The dirty words.
Yeah,
I love him. Today I picked up some candies. It was like these jelly strawberries, and it was labeled strawberry shortcake. And I was like, you know what? The only reason I'm even reading this bag is because the strawberry shortcake caught my eye. Like, we just are drawn to things that feel familiar, you know?
Yes, nostalgia is... You don't buy a product, you buy a feeling.
True. Marketing 101.
Yeah, and that's why nostalgia hits hard for a lot of us, you know, especially as we're getting older. Nostalgia is huge, and it's for that same reason that when you're going through your basement or your closet or wherever you store things and you're going through old stuff and you pick it all up, that's why it takes you forever to get through it, because you start looking at everything and then you go down memory lane, and then by the next thing you know, 4 hours have passed and you're like, oh, I haven't gotten anything done.
Yeah, I've done that. I love it though.
Yeah.
Number 5 was Halloween, and that is a cult classic.
Mm-hmm. That's such a good movie. The only downside to it is that he kills a German Shepherd. I don't like that. Didn't need to do that. Not happy about that part. I will turn the channel when that part comes on.
Who cares about the people?
Yep, don't give a fuck about the people. As soon as I see the German Shepherd barking, I'm like, gotta turn that channel. I'll be back in like 2 minutes, but I have to turn it. I won't watch that part. I hate that part. But it's it's so creepy. It's so creepy. The mask, the slow movement, the fact that you can't see his eyes, or it's just a dead stare, and he's just going after everybody. It's terrifying. It is a scary ass movie, and the Tubular Bells also sell it. Again, it's the same thing. The soundtrack will. I mean, imagine if every time you saw Michael Myers, you're do 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 do. Wouldn't be scary.
I don't know. Kind of felt scared when you played that. I don't know, when you sang that. I was like, oh shit.
If he just had Calliope music behind him, it'd be hilarious.
Goodness. Yeah, I mean, those kept getting dumb and dumber too, but it was
they did. I don't know. The one, was it the second one or the third one? Which was the one with the masks that had absolutely nothing to do with Michael Myers, and it was just the masks were all, I don't know, it was so fucking stupid. I don't know if it was the second one or the third. I want to say two, but I'm not sure. But that one was absolutely fucking ridiculous. Yeah, that one was ridiculous.
Yeah. But yet, I see them and I'll stop and watch a few minutes and just laugh. So, yeah. And, Friday the 13th is number 4, and that's right up there like it. Like, it just...
It's the same thing. It's what horror movies taught us was that teens having sex are going to be killed.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our parents' way of birth control.
Never camp, never split up, never investigate strange noises, don't have sex.
By yourself for the most part. Like,
yeah.
All these movies, like, I heard a noise. I'm going to walk out on the front porch and out in the yard without a gun.
Bitch, are you stupid? No.
And then
I've never once heard a noise where I'm like, I need to go investigate that. Like, if it's at nighttime and I hear a noise, I'm like, I'm not investigating that.
I can remember being home alone and this loud crashing sound happened in the bathroom in the middle of the night, and I went running in there as a first reaction.
Well, I've done that in I've done that in my own bathroom because there's not a window in that one, and I'm like, well, I know there's nothing in there, and it was the suction thing that held the shower stuff together that completely lost its suction and fell. And I've done that.
Mine was like a light, those heat lights above the shower with the glass lenses that had fell down and broke. But yeah, I was shocked. My first reaction was to run toward it.
Yeah,
like what was I gonna do? But apparently,
I remember. This was years ago, and Eric had been out of town. He was on a four-wheeling trip, and he wasn't supposed to be home that night. And I knew he wasn't coming home, so I had gone to bed. And then I don't know, like an hour later, I hear the garage door open, and I almost shit my pants because I was like, nobody is supposed to be home. He's not coming home. Yeah, and I remember I grabbed my gun and I went downstairs and I opened up the garage door, and he was standing there. I was like, son of a bitch. And it was him and our friend Colin, and Colin was like, well, that is the right reaction to that. Because I was like, you weren't supposed to be home, you didn't tell me you were coming home, you scared the crap out of me. So I will go investigate. Yeah, like, I investigate that because I'm like, my fucking garage door just opened and he is not coming home. Like, I wasn't expecting me. He said he wasn't going to be home, so I'm like, why the hell is my garage door opening? That I went down and investigated, but I did have a handgun with me.
I have a gun or a bat. And I saw this, I can't remember where I saw it, somewhere, a video or something, where you put a sock over your bat, so if they try to snatch it away from you, it just pulls the sock off.
It just pulls the sock off.
So I have a sock on my bat.
I've never heard that, but that's smart.
Yeah. And I just think of the sound. If somebody comes at me, they're going to hear that tink.
That's a great use for the missing sock in the dryer. We take out a sock. You're like, well, I don't have a mate for it. Oh, it's going. This is the bat sock.
I've literally had people say, "Why is there a sock on that bat?" And I have to explain that. So
that's really smart. I've never thought about that.
This is my life.
Yeah. Well, mostly because I don't have any. I have guns, so I don't have a bat.
Well, I have guns now, but before guns, I had a bat.
Yeah. Don't put a sock on your gun.
I mean, it'll shoot right through it. It's fine.
It will, but don't do it.
Did you have a waterbed?
No.
You didn't? Okay, so I did. And our number 3 movie, Nightmare on Elm Street, fucked me up about the waterbed. Like, I wanted to get rid of it.
Freddy Krueger's gonna come through my waterbed and get me.
Yeah, like the nails are just gonna come through the plastic and then I'm gonna sink down in it. Yeah, I had those intrusive thoughts for real. And that was 84 that the first one came out, but
yes.
I went to the theaters and watched every single one. We'd have to convince, like, my friend Trisha, her mom would buy tickets, I remember, or somebody else had bought us tickets too, but like the parents had to buy the tickets for us to go in.
I saw Dream Warriors, which was the third one in the theaters, and I don't remember. I didn't see the first one in theaters because I was too young. I was 13 when it came out, so I did watch it. It was on HBO, and I watched it. And if you watch it now, the first one looks really cheesy with the effects, but back then, to us, it was scary, and the whole premise of it. What a great premise.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, what a great premise. And they gave him a personality. Freddy Krueger was funny.
And witty.
Yeah, he was funny, and he was clever, and while you didn't really want to root for him, you kind of did. You were like, well, I don't technically hate him because he's funny, even though he's a horrible, horrible monster. But and Robert Englund was the perfect actor for that role.
100%.
Yeah.
110%.
Yeah.
And the whole premise
and
of not being able to go to sleep or you're going to die.
Oh, God, right?
They should remake it now, and all the kids would, like, end up dying from, like, energy drinks trying to stay awake. That's how it would go.
That's a good point. They would. They would.
Because we didn't have all the Red Bull and...
Yeah, I mean...
The whole Red Bull will give you wings. Yeah,
and
it really will.
And at the end, where you think all is fine, and Johnny Depp is laying on that bed, and then all of a sudden he just disappears, and then blood sprays all over the place. What a great ending.
It was. And, you know, sleep's unavoidable. Like, eventually he's going to get you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was... And then I lived kind of in the country, and our bus would go down this dirt road with fog, and every once in a while somebody would make a scraping noise, and, like, I'd feel like a tingle up my spine. Like, it scared the shit out of me. I thought we were about to have Freddy in the bus. It was not a good feeling. But yet,
I'd be more scared of the fog because of the movie The Fog versus Freddy Krueger in that regard.
Yeah, no, that went for Freddy. And you know, another one that didn't make it was Candyman, and that one scared me too. And I can remember being at Trisha's house, and I can't remember who was in the bathroom, but I remember like we'd run in there and say Candyman, 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 and slam the door and run out. Like,
I saw the Candyman in the theater. I think I was in my 20s, early 20s when Candyman came out. I think, if memory serves.
Yeah.
But I saw that in the theater. I didn't find that one scary, but I was also older, so I think had I been younger, that would have been scary.
I don't know. We did like the whole Bloody Mary thing too, so I think just any of that. I think I like the immaturity of it.
Yeah.
But number 2, though, The Shining. That I love Jack Nicholson. To this day, I love that man. But that whole "Here's Johnny," like the look on his face, the
whole thing. So when I watching the beginning of that movie, when they're laying out that they're going to the Stanley Hotel and they're going to be the winter caretakers, and there's literally going to be nobody around, and just that whole part for me, it's like you're in this big giant hotel, completely isolated from everybody, and it's just the 3 of you. That's terrifying to me. Like, I watched that part, and I'm like, that in and of itself scares me. Like, that is horrifying. And those creepy twins in the hallway, and I know
the elevator with the blood.
Everything is just, it's such a good movie, but it is hard. It's really scary. And
you could see somebody really losing their mind. Like,
well, they put Shelley Duvall through the ringer for like her reactions were legit. They had fucked her up psychologically doing that movie. They made her do so many takes of so many things to get her to get those reactions. That poor woman. She really, you can go down to the rabbit hole of The Shining and her role and all of the things about it. And she was basically tortured to get those reactions out of her. Just because they beat her down so much.
You know, I've stayed in hotels like in New Orleans and stuff like that, like big hotels where you go, like you walk down the hallway in the middle of the night and there's like ballrooms or the fancy bars or the libraries. And I always think of that movie. Like I'm like, oh, this feels unsafe.
Yeah.
And it's like these beautiful hotels you should be admiring, but I'm like sitting there thinking, Red Room, you know?
They're beautiful old hotels, and they have so much story and so much history to them. And then we also come at it from the viewpoint of, well, we've seen The Shining. We know how this plays out.
Yeah. How many people have died in this hotel? It's haunted.
Yeah. Yeah. Or we've seen, we've watched Haunted History, and we watched Haunted Hotels, and we watched those things. And I'm not saying I wouldn't go. I don't know if I'd stay the night in one. I would like to go. I would certainly tour one. I don't know if I'd stay the night in one.
One of my friends, Daphne, has a TV show about haunting. I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to find it. It's kind of funny. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I like
right.
stuff like that. It's why I like when I watch the stuff on the what is the boat? What is the boat that's docked in LA? Is it the Queen Elizabeth? Is it the QE2 or is it Queen Mary? I don't know. It's supposedly haunted, and I love when people go in and they do tours and they show, they're like, I was just right here and I heard this, they were down in the boiler room, they're like, or the engine room, they're like, I heard a noise and it got really, really cold, and the guy was like, I'm not lying, I'm really freaked out right now and I have to leave the space.
People love that lore. Like, I remember when the kids were small. Oh God, I sound like my parents. We took a haunted tour in Savannah, and it was in a hearse. Like, we all drove around in a hearse hearing all the stories about the different buildings.
Yeah,
so.
we did that with our friends. We went to visit my parents in Hilton Head, and then the four of us went to Savannah one night. We did the haunted brewery tour, and that was so much fun. That was so much fun. That was fun.
So The Shining, definitely, Jack Nicholson was incredible. So much respect for that man. Number one, and I can see why it's number one, because it was scary too, was Alien. And that was 1979, but nothing prepared us for chests bursting open with aliens popping out of people's body.
Yep. And it was just, we watched it, and then we went to school the next day.
Yeah.
And it was, oh, my stomach hurts. Oh God, I hope I don't have an alien in there. An alien is scary for so many reasons.
I would worry he would bust out of my stomach like that. Like, you'd see his little footprint pushing out, and I'm like, please don't push so hard. That's scaring me.
Please don't be an alien coming out of my stomach, please. It plays upon our our fear of the unknown, especially in space. We don't know. We have no idea what's out there. So it certainly plays on that whole, maybe there are aliens, but they're not friendly. They're this. It's a well done movie. It's shot well, and they make the hero a woman. So you can't beat that.
That's true.
Very ahead of its time. Very ahead of its time. But absolutely terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. The sequels,
I feel like the things we watched while eating SpaghettiOs is like what has caused us to have this dark humor,
They plunked us in front of the TV, gave us a snack, and went, have fun. No trigger warnings, no counseling, they're movies. They're meant to entertain, and they did that. And then we went to school the next day, or we went out to play, or we did whatever, and we talked to our friends about it, and that was the extent of it.
We only had 3 movie ratings back then. It was like rated G, everything's fine. PG, it was mostly fine. And R was just cover your eyes during the sex scenes.
Yeah.
Like, if you're scared, cover your eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And none of us covered our eyes.
No, I remember when, I remember how old I was. 12, I want to say 11 or 12. An American Werewolf in London was on HBO. And we watched it. My parents were watching it, so we were watching it because we were like, oh, okay, we're just going to watch it. And it was fine. It was a fine movie. Like, there was nothing wrong with it. Should a 12-year-old been watching it? Maybe not. I don't know. But everything was fine until it got to the sex scene in the shower. My parents were like, just cover your eyes.
I can remember being like, there's boobs.
Oh, yeah. It was like, oh, there's boobs. Boobies! Booby!
Laugh about it. They'd be like, when am I going to get mine?
I think the funny part of those things is that your parents are watching with you and they haven't seen it either. And then all of a sudden, blammo, there's a sex scene on TV and they're like, oh, fuck. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I heard, cover your eyes.
Yeah, just cover your eyes. Cover your eyes. But we always watched these movies at sleepovers. It was always, that was the best part of the sleepovers. You knew there was going to be a horror flick involved. Sometimes they were cheesy. Sometimes they were, one of these. I remember we watched Sleepaway Camp, which is a very cheeseball, but watch that one. All of those 80s horror movies, and not so much some of the ones that are on this list, but I'm talking about like the the Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D. Like, I remember watching that at a slumber party. The Nightmare on Elm Street, except for the third one, which I saw in the theater. All of those movies were part of slumber parties. For women, for girls, they were part of slumber parties. I don't know what dudes did, but they were part of slumber parties for us.
Oh, yeah. It was watch a scary movie, free somebody's bra. Did you do that?
What? I don't know what that means.
Like, I remember all of us would get our first training bras, and whoever got bras first, we would put it in a Tupperware with water and put it in the freezer. So it would be like a block of ice, and then they'd get all mad. We did it to our friend Jeannie.
Okay, that never.
You didn't do that?
That never made it to where I lived, evidently.
Yeah. Apparently, I got some stories.
I mean, and, now it'd be like, take it. I don't give a shit. I fucking hate bra.
I feel like some of these movies too, like maybe were like hints to the future. Cujo was bitten by a bat in a cave, and like COVID was supposedly like a bat. Like I don't know. It's like premonition stuff.
Well, I mean, I suppose you can look at that. You can read into any movie that if you really want it, you'll find things you're looking for when you're looking. You will. If you want to find it, you'll find it.
Simpsons predicting future.
Yeah, you'll always find something. If you are actively looking for it because you just know it's there, you're gonna find it because you're gonna always connect the dots, even though everybody around you is going, "You're a crazy person." You know that, right?
It's the Easter eggs of life.
Yeah, it's like the people who do the whole. There's so many shark attacks nowadays. I'm like, I think it's just a news cycle. You're just. Things are more at our fingertips now, and things are reported on in real time.
You hear everything
immediately now, and also
areas.
Right, and also you're going into their house. That's where they live. Don't be mad at them. That's where they live. If a shark came into my house, I would shoot him because he's coming into my house.
It's true.
It's the whole
common sense sometimes isn't so common,
Right. It's just don't be mad at the shark for doing what a shark does. 9 times out of 10, they think it's a seal. That first bite identifies that it's not a seal, and then they go, "Fuck, that's not a seal." But by then, it's a great white. The damage is already done. They're not actively trying to eat people. We're not really on their diet. They think we look like seals, depending on if we're laying on a surfboard or if we're in a wetsuit or whatever. They don't know they're fucking sharks.
I should not be scared of spiders because I think I would want one to bite me if I could be like Spider-Man. Okay,
well, brown recluses exist, and you don't want to get bitten by one of those, and I know you know that.
Yeah,
I mean,
do. I'm still scared of them, but I'm just saying, like,
think about
movies. I would want to be bit by a spider if we're going by movies.
Think about movies that our parents saw that were terrifying. You think Wizard of Oz wasn't terrifying? It had flying monkeys, for God's sake. They released that years ago in 3D, and I remember we went to see it, and you could see like the whites of their eyes. I was like, okay, these are actually fucking terrifying because I had never seen Wizard of Oz on the big screen, let alone in 3D, and it was kind of terrible. It was kind of scary.
Well, like the Tales from a Crypt and Alfred Hitchcock and all that stuff was like definitely terrifying to me.
Yeah, I'll still watch when Alfred Hitchcock Presents is on. If I can catch it, I'll watch that. And then every New Year's, I always watch the Twilight Zone marathons. I fucking love the Twilight Zone.
If you fly on a plane at night, do you look out the window and expect to see something on the wing?
I don't look out the window when I'm flying at night. And
fair.
I will. I've only done it, I think, once. We were actually flying at night coming back to Kansas City, and it was during playoffs, and I was watching football, thank God. So I was watching football, but I did look out the windows. We were nearing Kansas City. I was looking at the lights and stuff. And then usually if I am flying at night, it's because I'm going transatlantic, and so it's usually me and my cousin, and we're in a middle seat, the 2 middle seats, and so we're not near windows. But I generally won't look out the window if I'm flying at night.
I can't wait to see what people think affected them for movies. Like, I want to ask on Facebook and see what were like the core things that got them like it got us.
Yeah, what movies what movies were scary to you? What movies did you find maybe on this list that you didn't like or weren't scary at all, or you thought were funny instead? Or what gave you your childhood trauma as you watched a horse be murdered for no reason and a German Shepherd be murdered for no reason? Sorry, I still have very strong feelings about that.
Do you still have a horse?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
I do.
What's your horse's name?
Apache.
Cool.
He's a paint.
Casper got struck by lightning.
Yeah. Oh. Why did you tell me that? Apache is 32 though, so I know that he's been around a very long time.
That was God's decision, not ours, and it wasn't like, I
don't want to hear. I don't want to know. I don't want to.
All right, we're gonna end this haunted episode, and let's pray to God.
Let's pray to God we can get this one released.
This was my fault, Jen. You have had the best attitude about it. It is almost comical, but it's too frustrating to be comical. I was just going into this recording thinking, this is going to be the same words over and over, which we did talk about different stuff. I admitted the whole period shark thing, so that's funny. But is that why they call it Shark Week?
Oh, it is Shark Week, isn't it? Huh. I forgot. I had totally forgotten about that. Before we go, I do have one thing in real life that I remember from when I was a kid that I thought was scary as hell. And it was, you don't really see them now because of, how old they are. But when I was a kid, they used to have trucks, 18-wheelers, or even local delivery style, like box trucks that just had local stuff on them. That had they had the flat face, the flat grill, and then they had the I don't know how to explain it. I'll have to find a picture and post it in the group. It had the grill that it was silver, obviously, but it downturned and it downturned and it looked like it had teeth in it. The way, because it had like hash lines, like it had silver hash lines. They weren't hash lines, but they were vertical pieces of chrome going through the bumper, through the grill. And it looked like it was angry. And that thing scared me. Like, I hated seeing those trucks. I'm like, those trucks are scary. I don't like their faces. I was like 4.
I always felt like our car was going to get sucked under the semi. Like, I felt like there was like a force. Have you ever been really high and you feel like something's pushing you off the edge, or like there's this pull toward the edge? Have you ever felt that?
No, because I was never near anything that I could fall off of or was high up, because I knew better. Because I was like, that's going to end poorly for me.
Like if I'm on like a really tall building or like the cliff of a mountain, I feel like there's almost like this pull toward the edge. Like I'm scared to go to the edge. It feels like something's going to pull me over. And the semis, I have that same feeling. Like if I'm driving beside one, I feel like there's a pull for my car to go under it. Obviously, I don't want it to happen, but
we can also thank Maximum Overdrive like for that. Fear. Yeah, well, Maximum Overdrive fucked us up too.
Oh my God, how did we not talk about Final Destination?
Because
how
it wasn't
not on there.
Because it
later?
wasn't a Gen. Yeah, because it wasn't a Gen X movie. That was much later. Much later. Yeah.
That bugged me up.
But we all know that none of us drive behind trucks carrying wood.
No, never. That's number one.
Yep.
Well,
I'm not driving behind that. That's going to end poorly. We all know that.
Yeah, I'm passing that motherfucker right now.
Yeah, exactly. Then you get pulled over for doing 100. Yeah. Do you know how fast you're going? Officer, there was a truck hauling logs that I was behind. You understand. I assume you've seen Final Destination.
Yeah.
He'd be like, you're free to go.
That's exactly what I would tell him.
Yeah, I would tell him that too.
If it was a Gen X, he would let us go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, find us on social media. We have a Facebook group. Share your cinematic trauma. And thank you so much for following. This is fun. It doesn't feel like a job. It just feels like hanging out with my friend talking. And I'm glad you're along for the ride.
We love that you come back and you listen to us and you share our stories and you share your own nostalgia and what you grew up with and what you remember and what you love. And we're really just trying to bring this generation, our generation, together in that nostalgia bond, or the trauma bond for these movies, if you will, because we like to hear your take. We like to hear your experiences too. And we're just really glad that you're here. And Julie's right. It's like hanging out with friends. So the third time she was like, we have to do it again. And I was like, all right, well, it's just more time that I get to spend with you.
I know. We can never really have beef. Can you imagine if we're ever on the show, like, what's up? Yeah.
I just don't.
For some years now.
I just don't look at it. This is not a chore. It's serious. Not this. Yeah, this is not a chore. It's the hardest part for us is really just figuring out what days we're able to record because of our schedules and life just kind of happening. And so most of the times we have multiple episodes already ready to go. So we don't record. We don't have to record every week. We've got 3 or 4 already ready in the can, ready to go. But in this instance, we just hadn't, because
we're catching up. All right. Well, lucky number 3 is in the books. Bye, everybody.
We'll see you next time.
Absolutely. Bye.
Bye.